Hi, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the Cortices technique. And this is a brain balancing technique that I learned from the D'Ambrosio Institute that I want to bring forward to you guys. And the reason that I want to bring it forward, it is amazing. I have quite a few techniques that I use on a regular basis. This one is absolutely incredible for balancing the brain, allowing us to thrive, allowing us to be in that homeostasis that our body is so eagerly trying to achieve on the regular. Um, and so this cortices technique is something that you can utilize anytime. And it really just allows you to come back into alignment, all of the lobes of your brain. I think of them as, like let's say a volleyball team. So you got 6-on-6 volleyball. Your team is up. If you have a player that doesn't show for the game that day, it's going to hurt the team, right? If you have a player that has had a bad night or a bad morning and they aren't playing their best, or they're angry and they're taking it out on others, or you have that arrogant player who's not sharing and not working as a team, all of that's disruptive, right? And so the way I look at the cortices technique is it's taking each of the lobes of the brain, so therefore a player on the team, bringing them back into balance, allowing the team to thrive, aka you. And so the cortices technique can be used anytime. I love it, love it, love it right before bed. I also love it if it's been a really rough day, implementing it, even if you're just in the restroom going to the bathroom, you can do the cortices technique. The other really cool thing with the cortices technique is that just like with anything, once you've implemented it and the brain and body know what it's intended for and they know what it feels like to be on the other side of the technique, um, is that you don't have to take as much time. So if you're a little pressed for time, you're in a transitional window of one meeting to the next and you have 30 seconds. If you've done it enough and your body and your brain have really seen and felt and experienced that shift, um, all you have to do is think of it and boom, you'll snap right into it. But that does take practice, but just know that's something you can look forward to. Um, I have implemented this with so many patients, with myself, with my family, with student athletes at our karate dojo. It is just an incredible technique to really support your brain and body as they go through day-to-day challenges, day-to-day experiences. Stress is part of our world right now. And so being able to have a technique at your fingertips that you can utilize to really encourage that flow, that function, that homeostasis is beautiful. So let me teach you cortices. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. B. I have a private practice in Eagle, Idaho, as well as work with patients remotely worldwide. And so it's all about integrative healing. It's all about ensuring that the tissues are being heard because our tissues hold the truth, and ensuring that we really allow the body again that function, that flow, that homeostasis. And that's ultimately what we're trying to achieve with any of the tools that I have here for you guys today. So we're going to go over cortices, okay? So with a lot of the techniques that I do, there isn't a wrong way to do them. It's more of that intentionality. With cortices, however, we do need to ensure that we are connecting with the brain in a certain order, okay? So one hand will have 5 points on the head that you will rest the hand on. 1 point, then a second point, then a third point, fourth point, fifth point, okay? While that hand is moving to each point, and we'll walk through this, the other hand is going to do what we call three brain tapping. There is a separate video on three brain tapping because it is its own technique as well, but it's going to help lock in those shifts or lock in the balancing of the different lobes of the brain. Okay, so let's go over the three brain tapping really quick, and then we'll go over the points of the brain that the other hand is going to be on. It doesn't necessarily matter which hand is doing which job. If you were a patient of mine, we would scan you for, is there a priority? Is the right one supposed to be on the brain, left one supposed to be tapping? But for the sake of this, there's no right or wrong way in that, in as far as which hand is doing what. Okay. So what you're going to do is for the three brain tapping, again, you're going to utilize this sequencing at every point of the 5 points on your brain. Okay. So I like to use a big hand. Okay. It can be either one, but you're going to do head, heart, belly. Okay. Head, heart, gut. So the head, you want to make sure that you're getting right and left hemispheres. Okay. So it can be anywhere, from the eyebrows all the way back, but you want to make sure you're getting right and left side at the same time. So you're going to be tapping over both hemispheres at the same time. Okay. Heart brain, just kind of over that chest, that front piece, that sternal bone, which is right between the breasts. And again, I just keep a big hand. So we're just getting in there. We're tuning into that chest there. I love the chest one too because it is engaging the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve loves vibration. It's in charge of heart, lungs, and digestion. So I love that we're also getting the vagus nerve there. Just a little tidbit. And then the final one is down at the gut. So I just like to kind of go, if this is my belly button, kind of go over the belly button here. But anywhere around the belly is perfectly wonderful. Okay. So that's the three brain tapping sequence. You're going to perform that at each of the 5 points for cortices. Okay. So let's start with point number one. Point number one is going to be the base of the skull. Okay. So you're going to come at the base of the skull here. I like to kind of almost cup. Okay. So you're going to cup. You're going to hold that while you do the three brain tapping. If you have the time, what I encourage is that you do a nice big breath in and out at the head, a nice big breath in and out at the heart, and then a nice big breath in and out at the belly. If you don't have time, this is like, we need to get going, right? But I really want to do this cortices and I haven't quite gotten to the point where I can just think it and it happens. You can just do a quick tap, 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 tap. Okay. But if you have the time and you can stay a little longer, love it, do that. All right. So then the second point is going to be just above that. So basically, if I didn't have my ponytail, you're at the back of your head here. So you were at the base. Now you move up to the back of the head. Okay. Hand stays there. You're going to tap the three brains. Okay. Good. Then you're going to move up to the top of the head, or I call it headbands. You're going to come up to the top. Okay. My hand's just resting over the top there. And it's okay if you're tapping, like you can see that my hand is tapping over, or I can come down onto the forehead. That's fine. Yeah, you can play around with that, whatever feels good. So you're going to tap right and left sides of the brain, heart brain, and then gut brain. Okay, and then you're going to move forward to the forehead. So this is point number 4. So we've had base of the skull, back of the head, top of the head, forehead. Here, again, you can tap over the hand there. You can come up on the top of the head. Okay. Head, heart, belly. And then the last one you have a little bit of choice in. So this is the limbic brain, and we're going to go through the ears. Okay. I personally like to do both ears at the same time and then just visualize myself tapping my head, tapping my heart, tapping my belly. But if you don't love that, that's okay. What you'll do is you'll place one hand on one ear and you'll tap the three brains with the other hand, and then you'll switch. Okay. You have choice with that last fifth placement there. So we're going to walk through that just one more time real quick so you guys can see it all as one without me talking so much. So you start at the base of the skull, tap the three brains, back of the head, tap the three brains, top of the head, tap the three brains, forehead, tap the three brains, and then limbic brain or limbic brain. Okay. And with cortices specifically, since we've been doing the three brain tapping throughout and we're locking in those, balancing those shifts, we're done. We don't need to do anything to lock it in per se post doing the cortices treatment. So play with that, you guys. And like I said, the more that you do it and your brain and body know what it's for and know how it feels and know what the end product looks like, it's going to, one, crave it, but it's also two, going to know what the intention is. And so if you were in a fast transitional moment, or like, so I was just talking to one of the karate athletes this morning, and he was saying that when he's on deck about to go in to perform, he does something different because cortices takes too long. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't share this with you. And he's been doing it for a fair amount of time now. So I was like, yeah, all you have to do is while you're on deck, you can literally think it. You can think the word, you can actually think through that whole processes. You don't physically have to be doing it. But that's, again, that's once your brain and body have really captured what that is for, and then it'll just snap right into it. So play with that, practice it. Let me know if you have any questions, thoughts, or needs, and you can always find me on drbhealing.com. All right, take care and have a good day.